Hey, BassGeek here, and in the fall, you've got to cover water to find those bass. I've got a bait that you can cover water, never get snagged no matter what you throw it into, and you can catch 100 fish on this bait. That's right, fishing geeks, I have got a bait and a rig that is incredible when it comes to fall fishing. I love fishing this thing pretty much any time of the year. But during the fall, I can cover so much water with it. And even in clear water, it's extremely natural and it gets some big bites. All right, geeks, as you can see, man, I am dressed warm because we have had a major cold front come through. It was 30 degrees this morning, so below freezing already. And I've got to say, I love my striker gear. This rain suit has kept me warm all day. Make sure you go check them out. And what I love about them is they make them for us big boys. This is a 3X, fits extremely well. They make these, I think, all the way up. I know they make some of their rain suits, some of their winter gear, all the way up to 5 and 6XL. So you big boys, go check them out. But this rig right here really helps you cover water. And I love it because I can throw it in the middle of anything. The worst brush, anything you want to, and it's not going to get snagged up if you rig it right. What is it? Let me go show you. Now, the other thing that I love about this is it's extremely realistic, man. Check that out. That is an incredible looking little bait. This is the bait that I like to use, and it is by Nikko Baits. Check that out. I mean, you don't got to worry about the smallmouth pulling your claws off. They're going to eat this or they ain't. So before I show you this rig, I want to show you some things that I picked up from Nikko Baits. I am a huge fan of Nikko Baits, and this is an incredible drop shot bait, along with using it several other ways. And this is the Zaza Leech. This is called Black Voltage. This is Eclipse. This is Bayou Sunset. This is Morning Dawn. All right, fishing geeks, if you want to check out a video, I'll put a link at the end of this video. That is one of my favorite ways to rig the Iconego shad when they're busting bass in open water. This thing is incredible and it gets killed. This is Green Pumpkin. Another great video, if you haven't seen it, is my free rig video, which I use their shaky head for. I love this thing. It floats up and it makes the free rig a pretty incredible tool. This is the Shaky Worm, and this is New Galaxy. One of my favorite colors. It's really transparent. It's really cool how they did this. But this is Black Aurora. And a great natural color, this is Earthworm. And a killer swim bait. And it's great this time of year in the fall when they're feeding on bait fish. This is the Winnow, and this is Lunar. This is an incredible smallmouth color too. This in the Winnow is my favorite color. I just picked these up. This is Tennessee Shad. But today we're really going to be talking about this awesome little crawl bait right now. It is incredible. And like I said, you can catch 100 fish on these things. Not going to tear the claws off at all. Let me show you a couple of the colors I picked up. This is Eclipse. This is Mud Bug. These next two colors are incredible on this rig that I'm going to be showing you today in the spring. You want to catch some big bass this spring? Run these colors on the rig I'm about to share with you. This is Magma. I love the red on these two and the orange. And this is Blood Moon. I love the green with the red claws and red legs, red bellies on this. This is Fire Belly. You got some smallmouth. There's nothing like black and chartreuse. You got dirty water. This is Lightning Bug. And that color's gonna stand out. I love this color right here, especially in the fall, especially for clear water. A lot of times a Bama crawl color, they'll put too much of the orange in them. This has orange flake in it, and it's almost translucent. This is one of my favorite colors for the fall, and this is Midwest Crawl. I really love jigs with a little bit of blue in the summer, and a lot of times during the winter, it can stand out. This is Aurora Moon. I love this take on black and blue. This is Blue Moon. Again, I love the Bama Crawl for clear water. This may have just a touch too much orange, but this can kill on some of the other lakes I fish, like on Cherokee. They would eat this alive. But this is Bama Crawl. Now, two things I love and I think work extremely well with this rig. And you can do a lot of things with these. You can put them on a Ned rig. You can put them on a Texas rig. You can put them on a shaky head. There's so much you can do with these crawls because of the way they're made. One of the things that I love, and when it comes to the really stretchy plastic, we all know that it can be hard to get a hook through. Well, I love that these are solid, number one, but I love that they've got a little hook gap right here. So when you come through, you can come out. And then once you come back through, it's got a slot and it'll just set right there, because sometimes getting good hook sets with stretchy plastic can be tough. And so you can just set the hook right in that slot and it's perfectly weedless. We'll show you that here in a minute. But that's what I like about these. To me, what I'm about to show you, there is no better rig than what I'm about to share with you and how I like to rig these. My favorite way to rig these baits. So what rig am I talking about? I'm talking about a wobble head. And one of my favorite wobble or swing heads is by Omega Custom Tackle. Now, I fish a lot of Highlands reservoirs. This is a bait, you can fish it so many different ways. You can swim them for that matter. But one of the ways that I love to fish them is I like to use a heavy weight so that I can move them fast. So you want this in contact with the bottom, you want it hitting things, you want it making a mud trail, especially when you're fishing a crawl type bait. You want it leaving that little mud trail. So I'll fish a little heavier one. You need to judge the size by the type of water you're fishing. So I can fish a 3/4 ounce all the way down to 35 feet if I want to, or deeper. And it's perfect. But when I throw it up shallow, I can move it real fast, and like a crawl, fast, stop, and go. So it's almost like a crankbait. It's less like a jig, more like a crankbait, as I can bounce it off of things. I like a very specific hook too. And what I love about the Omega is that right there. That little clip, which allows me to right size any hook that I want. So the thing you want to do when you're putting this on, you always want to make sure that you're doing it right like this. So, and by the way, this is a Trocar. This is a 3/0 EWG. Now, why I like an EWG is because when it's rigged in this, what's going to happen is as it's running, it's going to keep that up off the bottom a little bit, and it's going to cause that to have a little extra action because it's a little wider. So as the wobble head is moving, this is going to be tossing and turning, where a flat hook is going to keep it on the bottom and keep it just coming across, where this is going to keep it up a little high, and you're going to get a little more side to side roll out of the bait also. So all you do to run this up on here, make sure you've got it straight up. You'll come straight through and you just twist it. It'll pop, and there you go. So your hook's right size up. Now we put the bait on. Now all we do is we're going to come through just a little bit, about half that. We're going to come right out that little slot. We're going to run it up, turn it around, push it up on here. Now we've got it setting. Then we're just going to roll the bait, come straight up and through with EWGs, straight through, out the center, and voila, she's going to set weedless as it gets. All right, so rod, reel, and line, man, I like to use my TFO. This is a professional. This is their budget series, guys. And I hate to even call it that because this rod is incredible. I mean, you really need to go check them out. This is a 7/6 heavy. It's basically a flipping stick because, again, that is a 3/4 ounce. Now, if you go lighter, of course, you can lighten up, but I also like to use this during the summer, during offshore. This is a great bait for that. Combined with a Carolina rig, you can get a lot of bites. This is the BB1 Pro, the redesign. I like these a lot. These are great cranking reels, and this is a 6.2-to-1. Now, I've got K9 Pro 100, 100% fluorocarbon. Remember, geeks, if you go try the K9, and I cannot tell you enough how much you should try this line. If you go try it, this is, like I said, 15 to 17. This is the 100% fluorocarbon. If you go and buy and you see fluoro is their co-poly. Make sure it says 100% fluorocarbon if you want 100% fluorocarbon. Want Pro 100. That's what I like to use. Use a 10% discount code. You'll love it. The great thing about this is you can fish it anywhere. I mean, I run it through trees, bushes, anywhere that you can imagine throwing it, you can throw it. Now, grass, because it is a football head, maybe not as much. Sparse grass, yes. Heavy grass, I don't think this is going to be really suited for that. Rock, wood, that sort of stuff, this thing is perfect for it. And like I said, there is nothing that looks more like a crawdad than this bait and this head. So it's real simple. What I like to do is make a cast out. We're going to talk about fishing it on the bank today, fishing it for fall, which means I'm going to cover a lot of water. So I'm going to make a cast out. I'm going to cast out up shallow, even though I'm using a 3/4 ounce. I'm going to reel it and I'm going to stop. I'm going to reel it and I'm going to stop. As far as the hook set goes, you're going to come straight up and you're going to drag them in. I like to boat hop them, but for the most part, net them, you can thumb them. It's a single hook, and you can use any gauge hook you want. Now, I know a lot of guys talk about they like this or that. I've never had it. I've used Mustad, I've used Strike King, and I've used Omega. I've never had one of those lines bend out. You know, yeah, if you've got like an 8 or 10 pounder on, don't horse it. I mean, come on, common sense, geeks. Any other time, this thing, I boat hop them. I have caught 5 pounders on this head, boat hopped them in the boat, never bent out the wire ever. So try a wobble head out this fall and try it with the Nikko Crawl. Man, this thing looks amazing underwater. Stands up in defensive position. It is incredible how it moves. Links in the description for everything, by the way. Be down in the description. Go check it out. It does help the channel out. Hey geeks, if you want to check out a great way to wacky rig the Ikanego Shad by Nikko, check this video out right here. Otherwise, questions, comments in the comments section below. You know I love to talk fishing with you. Like it if you like it. Don't forget to subscribe. Make sure you click the bell so you can join the 100% Watch Squad. And as always, you geeks rock.